The war on drugs, law and order, the thin blue line. What does it all mean for black men? Is justice really blind? Listen, it's time we had a real talk about what's been going down in our community. For too long, black men have been catching hell in the judicial system, facing unfair treatment at every turn. It's like the cards are stacked against us, and no matter how hard we play by the rules, the game is rigged. From the jump, we're seen as guilty until proven innocent, and that's if we even get a fair shot to prove it. This ain't just about individual cases. It's a systemic issue that runs deep, reflecting centuries of racial bias and injustice. We need to shine a light on this, call it out for what it is, and demand change because enough is enough. Now let's hear from Anthony Graves. Spent 18 years on death row for a wrongful murder conviction. He was exonerated in 2010 after it was found that the prosecution had withheld evidence and used false testimony.
Why me? I sat on my cot, the cold, hard surface pressing into my back, pondering this question over and over. The clang of the metal doors and the constant hum of despair around me were my daily companions. Yo, how did it come to this? I asked myself. The walls of the prison seemed to close in on me, each day blending into the next, a never-ending nightmare. You gotta be strong, Anthony, I reminded myself, hearing my mama's voice in my head, filled with unwavering faith and hope. She always said I had a fighting spirit, and I needed every bit of that to survive in here. I was wrongfully convicted for a heinous crime I didn't commit. 18 years on death row. Can you imagine that? Day in and day out, I sat in my tiny cell reflecting on how the system had failed me. The prosecution had lied, withheld evidence, used false testimony. They painted me as a monster, but I was innocent. Every night I lay on that thin mattress staring at the ceiling, wondering when my nightmare would end. What kind of justice is this? I whispered to the darkness. I remembered the trial, the fear in my heart, the looks of betrayal and disbelief from the jury. They didn't see me, the real me. They saw what the prosecution wanted them to see, a guilty man. The real killer had pointed the finger at me to save himself, and the system bought it. My family was my anchor in this storm. My mother, God bless her soul, never gave up. She attended every court hearing, visited me as often as she could. Baby, we gonna get you out of here, she would say, holding my hand through the thick glass during visitations. Her eyes filled with tears, but also determination, gave me the strength to keep fighting. My kids, they were so young when I was taken away. They grew up without me, and it broke my heart. My mother raised them, and every time they visited, I saw a little bit of myself in their eyes, in their smiles. Daddy, when you coming home? They would ask, their innocent faces full of hope. Soon, baby, soon, I would reply, trying to keep the doubt out of my voice. Prison life was hard. I had to watch my back constantly. Death row was a place where hope went to die, and many of my fellow inmates had given up, but not me. I woke up every day determined to prove my innocence. I read law books, wrote countless letters, and prayed for a miracle. That miracle came in 2010. New evidence emerged, and it was clear the prosecution had messed up big time. They'd hidden key evidence that could have cleared me from the start. The truth finally came to light, and I was exonerated. When the news came, I couldn't believe it. I'm free? For real? I asked, tears streaming down my face. My family cried tears of joy, their prayers finally answered. The day I walked out of that prison, I felt the sun on my face for the first time in 18 years, and it felt like being born again. My mother, now older and frailer, hugged me tight. We did it, baby, she whispered. My children, now grown, embraced me, their eyes filled with pride and love. They tried to break me, I said, my voice steady and strong, but they couldn't. I'm still here. I'm still standing. My story is one of resilience, faith, and the unbreakable bond of family. It's a testament to the human spirit's power to endure even the darkest of times.
It's clear as day that the struggle our brothers face in the judicial system is real and relentless. We can't keep letting this slide. Our silence only serves the oppressor. It's high time we rise up, come together, and push for justice that treats black men with the dignity and fairness they deserve. We owe it to ourselves, our families, and our ancestors who fought for our rights. The system may be broken, but our spirit isn't. Let's keep pushing, keep fighting, and keep believing in a future where justice isn't just a word, but a reality for all of us. Stay strong, stay woke, and let's make it happen.
Support the channel, subscribe, like, comment, and share.